Hello everybody, welcome to this video. This is the best Templar melee build I have ever made that probably you have ever seen in your life. And here we have it. This guy looks not really beautiful, but it looks deadly, serious and awesome. What is the idea of this build? This build is called Agamemnon. The Agamemnon is that character, the king from Greek mythology history. It is a thematic build, and I wanted to put together this build because we have this epic set, which is the Atrides set. And this set also has to do, of course, with Agamemnon, and it has the Agamemnon's crest, helmet. So we have a thematic build which uses the full set, epic set of Atrides. And the Agamemnon Scepter legendary weapon. This build is legendary viable, although it uses an epic set, only an epic set, not a legendary set, but still. It is absolutely viable and it is, I think, by far the best Templar melee build I have ever made and you have ever seen. Probably. Before we get into the details of the build, remember to subscribe if you like the content of this channel. We will have lots of Titan Quest 2 content coming in the very near future as well, and if you want to support me to keep making as much content as possible, consider becoming a member on YouTube or subscribing on Twitch, because I'm multi-streaming all the time, and or you can become a Patreon member and support me that way. So, the attribute points. First of all, I spent attribute points only on strength, and most of my points was spent on dexterity. I spent about 30% maybe on strength and 70% on dexterity as a legendary hero. I started at level 70. And when you start at level 70, you get 153 attribute points to spend instantly as a legendary hero. And I did this because I wanted to get lots of strength, of course, because strength also increases your physical damage output, and lots of dexterity because I wanted to increase my offensive ability and defensive. And as you can see, this character has 1095 offensive ability and 2000 defensive. 2000 defensive ability means that most of the attacks of your melee attacker enemies will not hit you. They will miss the target. And this alone helps super duper greatly against melee attackers. And even if you had very bad resistances and you had this number of defensive ability, this would mean that the very bad resistances wouldn't matter that much against melee attackers, because most of the attacks of the melee attackers, 70% of the attacks of the melee attackers, would miss, they wouldn't hit you and you wouldn't receive any damage. But of course this works only with melee attackers defensive ability. And still, as we can see, the defenses of this character are super awesome. Maximum pierce resistance, 63% lightning, maximum cold, 77, which is almost maximum fire, good vitality, maximum poison, maximum bleeding, and added 51% physical resist, which works also it also reduces incoming physical damage. Combined armor is very good, which reduces incoming physical damage, and we have also this one working, which also reduces incoming physical damage, so physical damage will never kill this character. And other types of damage are not good enough. I mean, the resistances, other types of resistances are very good, so the other types of damage of enemies will not be good enough to kill this enemy easily. Of course, this character is not immortal, but it cannot die easily. And here we have offensive ability, defensive ability, movement speed is very good, casting speed doesn't matter. We have very good secondary resistances. After all, this is defense mastery and dream mastery, so as we can see, the survivability of this character is super duper awesome. The damage output is not super duper awesome, it is not that good, but it is good enough to take us safely and steadily throughout the whole legendary difficulty. Now, we have defense mastery. I have spent only 1 point on adrenaline and resilience. I should spend more points here to reduce the cooldowns of this one. It is 18.6 second recharge cooldown. But when this triggers, we get the maxed out defensive reaction, which increases total speed and physical bleeding damage. I spent only 1 point on these skills for now, Rally, Inspiration and Defiance. I will max them out later, at least this one and this one. I have maxed out the Battle Awareness, which helps supremely with armor and defensive ability, 1 point on Focus only for now, and 1 point only on Iron Will for now. Maybe later I will put more points here to increase a little bit some of these secondary resistances. I have spent only 1 point here on quick recovery for now, later I will spend more, and I have maxed out the shield charge and the add-on disruption. I haven't spent many points on batter yet, I didn't have so many points to spend, or the red armor, but I will spend more points here later. I have maxed out the armor head link because I wanted to get the armor absorption. The strength requirement for armor resist doesn't really matter because this build is based on strength and dexterity. I have maxed out the shield smash because when you hit an enemy with this one, you reduce their defensive ability by 50%, which means it cuts down to half their defensive ability. And now you can hit them if you have very good offensive ability, and you can deal more critical damage to them with melee, physical, and pierce types of damage of melee attacks, and you can deal more damage. We don't have the highest possible, we don't have high average damage or DPS, but we have very good offensive ability, 1000, and when this one triggers on an enemy, it is more useful against bosses, of course. It cuts down to half their defensive ability, which we could say that in a way it is like getting double up the offensive ability you have to 1000. It goes to 2000 hypothetically. And this means that now you can deal lots of critical damage. And of course we have the Pulverize, which is an AoE skill, awesome, hitting with the shield. In Dream Mastery we have the Trance of Wrath. It is not maxed out yet because I didn't have enough points, but I'm using this one to reduce resistance of enemies and cause skill disruption of them. Of course I have maxed out the Lucid Dream and the Premonition and Temporal Flux to get all these buffs, very crucial buffs. I'm using the Psionic Touch, maxed out here. Of course this is very crucial to have, especially when your damage is that low, because this one effectively doubles up or triples up your damage if we consider that we also get vitality damage and total damage to work on top of the physical damage that you have, a little bit, 2 times to 3 times more damage when this triggers. And I have the Psionic Beam at level 8 of 6 because this way every second attack with Psionic Touch releases the buffs here and it deals double damage. I have maxed out the Storage of It for absorption damage, which reduces the damage we receive overall and it keeps us alive in many cases. I have maxed out the Phantom Strike, of course, and the add-on Dream Stealer, Energy Leech, and also hitting multiple targets, dealing lots of damage, total damage. And this is the build for now, at least when it comes to skills from masteries. Now for the items. The Strength of Pangu. This item is absolute perfection and it is one of the key items that make this build work wonders, because it provides so many resistances and buffs to damage, strength, offensive ability. Then we have the Agamemnon's Scepter. Of course I could replace this weapon with something much more powerful, but first of all this one provides a very good buff to defensive and offensive ability percentages. And second of all, we have the Agamemnon Scepter name, which this item is thematic. And remember, this is a thematic build, so it is also the best Templar melee thematic build you have ever seen. Here we have the Aegis of Atreus epic set item, chest armor. Great item, I'm using it of course because it belongs to the same set as this one. Very good resistances overall. Of course, this one which is of the same set. The base armor of these 3 items is not high because it is of epic difficulty. But this is not a problem because we get added bonus to armor a little bit from this skill down here. The Battle Awareness, which provides 44 armor, whatever. And the armor of each one of the items goes up to 492, bonus 56 from that armor and a couple of other items or skills maybe. A little bit more armor. We also have the Ensnare skill. I could put it here. But I don't really care about this skill. We have the discs of many. This item is supremely amazing. Plus το δώσει και σε Dream Mastery and many other very awesome stats. And of course many resistances. We use the Shield Eonius, one of the best shields in the whole game for resistances and survivability. It doesn't have the highest amount of damage for a shield, but I'm using it mostly to be able to survive. This 18% armor protection, by the way, is one of the reasons why this armor, combined armor of each one of the slots, is higher at bonus 56. The Torque of the Ancestors, very powerful and very rare amulet, one of the best amulets in the whole game. We have the Mark of Ares, so because this build doesn't have initially good average damage and DPS, I'm using this one because 10% chance of my weapon attacks can deal this boosted physical damage plus 474% physical damage, which is a very big buff. And also the Mark of Ares itself provides 32 flat damage to the weapon attack, so this helps very much. And by the way, the 10% chance of physical damage works also with spells that deal physical damage, not only with melee weapon attacks, also with spells that use or do not use melee weapons or other weapons. So yeah, this is a very powerful combination. And here we have the Seal of Harmony. This one adds a little bit, a tiny amount of lightning damage to this character, which is totally useless. Okay, it is damage, but it is so tiny legendary difficult that it doesn't really matter. And we have of Harmony provides the resistances and chance to dodge attacks, and I decided to go with the Demon's Blood to get vitality damage resistance. So, this is the build. Secondary resistances are awesome. Block chest is awesome. And if I click this one, it goes up to 83%. I can later I can spend more points on this one to increase the block chance, or spend more points here to increase block chance. This is the build. The Agamemnon's king build. He's a king. Now, let's go kill something to show you gameplay. Of course, imagine how much more powerful this build can become if we decide to upgrade with the 4th quest of Ragnarok all epic and legendary items, which means 8 items of 10, because all slots here are 10 slots. We cannot upgrade this one, we cannot upgrade this one, but all other epic and legendaries we can upgrade. More turtles! So, let me allow these enemies to hit me. Let me see. 2000. Deflected, missed, deflected. undead enemies. Nice. Anyone down there? No. There is a hero enemy here. Where is a hero? Here. Hey hero, come here. Yeah, my enemies overall will have a very difficult time killing me. So okay, I think that I think I have another character which has unlocked the upgrade of Ragnarok, and I could get that character, give this weapon to the character, and upgrade this weapon to see if I will be lucky enough to get some very good buffs, upgrades to this weapon. Maybe a veteran's prefix, that would have been perfect. No containers there. Easy peasy. Nice. Ichthian down. Monkey stuff. So guys, this is the gameplay. It is not the fastest gameplay out there, I mean of these builds, because it doesn't have such high damage output, but it has super great survivability output, and it feels very satisfying to play with. And somehow you feel when you attack enemies and you kill them, you can feel the hits on the enemy. Maybe because it uses this combination of shield attacks as well, and it makes it feel more hefty, more powerful, I don't know. So, leave comments below. Do you like this build? Don't you like this build? What do you like about this build? What don't you like about this build? If you have anything else to say, again, leave a comment below. Hit the like button if you like the video. Support this channel so that we can be here for many years to come, making more Titan Quest content for all Titan Quest games that will ever exist. Have a great day. I'll see you very soon again.